Good evening, folks. We're here at the house in what is normally considered my Mopar barn for my collector car passion that I have. But my other passion is fishing and boats. So this is my latest purchase. And being as that I like classic cars, I also like classic boats. And this is a 1997 Hewes Bay Fisher. So if you're not familiar with flats boats, Bob Hewes of Miami, where I used to live, pretty much set the standard when he started to develop this style of flats boat, so that you could take it out and pole in very shallow waters in the Keys and South Florida, Everglades, well, really anywhere where you need to get back up in the very thin water. Standing on the poling platform, obviously, you can push the boat through the flats with the push pole. So this boat is in really good shape. It's kind of an unusual story because it is a one-owner boat. I bought it from the original owner. Nice gentleman that lived in Naples. He ordered this boat brand new and had it custom built for his specifications at the Hewes factory in Miami. And then he was a guide in the Keys for quite a few years with it when he was younger. It's been repowered with a later model Yamaha. It's got about 400 hours on it. It actually runs fine. But I do have some plans to make some changes there anyway. So the Bay Fisher model was probably the least expensive in the lineup. Didn't have as many bells and whistles. It was pretty much a dedicated bare bones fishing machine. Has a very wide casting platform so you can get up front and fish or fly fish. It has a quick release mount up here for a trolling motor. And it has a pretty wide area for a couple, 2, 3 passengers or customers if you're in the guide business. You'll notice that it has an offset console. A lot of them have a console that's directly in the center. He ordered it for offset so that he and the customers could move around on the boat and have a little bit more room getting to the front and back while they were fighting a fish. And it has the factory style pulling platform on it. So it's got storage wells in the back, live wells and release wells for your fish. And up front, a single anchor locker, and the fuel tank is in the front on these boats to try to offset the weight of the outboard motor so that they ride better. So I did just a little detail work on it in the last few days, gave it a little light compound and a coat of wax. It actually looked really good. So the boat's been pretty well taken care of. But I always wanted a Hewes flats boat, and they were very expensive boats, and I never really could afford one. And when I got ready to buy one, I thought, I don't really want to spend the money on a brand new one. I'd rather have a classic. As you can see, it has the stripes down the side in the hull, and those are called lap strakes. So in the world of flats boats, people that know about the Hewes boats, these are referred to as Lappies. That's L-A-P-P-Y, a Lappy. And they quit making them in the early 90s. They went to more flat-sided boats. So these have become pretty classic. They hold their value very, very well. Being a 1997 model boat with a relatively newer engine on it, low hours, this boat was in the $10,000 range. And with cleaning up and detailing and changes I'm going to make, it actually is going to go up in value. So it's kind of unusual to be able to buy an old boat and have it go up. So what are the plans? Well, he had a great big box sitting in the front in here that took up about half the passenger compartment with a couple batteries and a battery charger and all that. And it was to plug in and run the trolling motor in the front. Well, that's the first thing I got rid of. I didn't like the way it looked. It took up too much space. So there is batteries now that are very tiny in size that are NiCad batteries that we can easily mount inside the anchor locker in the front to run the trolling motor. So we got rid of that. I picked up a cooler that I'll turn into a seat here and mount it in front of the console. And it has a rechargeable stereo built into it for a little music while we're out on the water or just goofing off. so I won't have to try to fit one. The console on these boats is pretty small, so there's not a lot of room in there for accessories, especially stereos. So it actually sounds pretty good. It's rechargeable in the cooler, so that kind of solved that problem for some music. I'm going to have a new polling platform built for it for a couple reasons. This one doesn't look real good. The anodizing and finish on the uprights and stuff is gone. It looks bad. And being that I'm an old guy, I need one that actually has some steps or stairs mounted on it. I want something with a couple rod holders and a railing on the back so that I can hang on to it while I'm up there. So I'm going to have a new one put on it, and I'm going to repower the boat. So the motor that's on it's fine, runs good, but on my pontoon boat, you'll see back here, I've got the 115 Yamaha VMAX SHO, and this is just a killer motor. It's a 115, but they're actually rated at about 126 horsepower. It has a very high torque rating, and they will RPM almost 7,000 RPM. That little 115 pushes this pontoon boat almost 40 miles an hour. So one of those on this 18-foot flats boat should push this boat somewhere around 50 miles an hour, which speed is not the idea here. The newer ones are much quieter, and I just want more reliability. So I've already got this motor sold. I put it up for sale and went real quick because it's a good motor, 4-stroke, and it's relatively low hours. So we'll have the swap done. So the boat is going to go in and have some gel coat repair done. It's got a few spots, as you can see, as any fishing boat's going to have. It's had its bumps and bruises, but not many. And then I'm going to have the upper top area and the passenger compartment covered with what they call C-deck material, which is a cushioned laminate that they cut to fit. It'll use the exact same pattern as you see on it now, and it's available in a couple different colors, and it's a cushioning material that gives you better grip on your feet. So, and it's cool on your feet, so it looks real nice. A lot of the newer boats have that. So that, we're going to need to add some electronics, so a fish finder, so on and so forth. And probably we'll put a power pole on the back of it. In other words, a shallow water anchor. And I like the Minn Kota Talon model, which is what I have on my flats boat, on my pontoon boat. They don't require any pump or hydraulics. They're electric. And when you hit the down button, it just runs a stake. They got on 15 feet, and it holds the boat in position while you're fishing. So most of the serious fishing guys put them on their boats these days. This one also has hydraulic trim tabs on it, which is a nice option, especially because it's a pretty small boat. And with that much horsepower, they'll tend to porpoise, but you can stop that with adjusting the trim tabs up and down. So that's kind of it. This is the first installation. As we make changes and updates on the boat, I'll post some other stuff. We'll be doing a little cleaning and updating on the trailer, and we got to get a name for the boat and put it on it, and she's going to be the Salt Shaker. So we'll get some decals made and adorn the side with her new name, and stay in touch and be looking for the updates as we get the classic 1997 Hewes Lappy up to today's standards. So thanks, and we'll see you soon.